Okay, cleaning crew? Check. Construction ponies? Check. Megaphone? Double check. Good, everything seems to be in order. Which I hate. Explosions make me happy. Okay, every pony, let's get to work on making this place look hotter than all the Celestia and Discord shippings. Get to your assigned stations and we'll carry on from there. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something rather important.
Yeah, this was not how I wanted to spend my Valentine's Day.
Oh, Celestia, I forgot to do a Valentine's Day special. I can't skip out on this, it's a new year. Okay, no problem, I still got time to make one. Okay, every pony, just follow the blueprints and I'll check up on your progress later. I gotta do a review of Hearts and Hooves Day fast. Hello every pony, this is your raving lunatic Blue Rave, and today we're going to be raving about the Valentine's Day episode Hearts and Hooves Day. Now my thoughts on Valentine's Day specials are rather mixed, mainly because I feel there's very little a show could do with stories centered around that holiday. So far, I haven't seen any Valentine's Day episodes that stood out that much. But to me, what makes a good Valentine's Day episode is how the characters interact with one another during the holiday season, and how good the story is represented with those characters. So as long as the characters are believable and nothing seems too over the top in order for the episode to work, I'll still find something to enjoy about it. With that in mind, let's get started. The episode opens up with a CMC in the clubhouse putting together a Hearts and Hooves Day card for Miss Cheerilee, which is apparently being made using glue. That's kind of creepy. Although I have to say, the end result is rather impressive. We then cut to the school cause intros are boring, where the CMC managed to get their giant heart-shaped card to Miss Cheerilee without it getting ripped or crinkled on the way. After she tells them how grateful she is for the gift, Sweetie Belle then compares it to ones that she might have received from her very special somepony, but as it turns out, Cheerilee doesn't have a very special somepony, which the CMC find unacceptable.
How could somepony as amazing as you not have a very special somepony on Hearts and Hooves Day?
Have you seen the population of Ponyville? Only about 40% of it is made up of stallions, who most of which are either married or already taken, so that would drop the single stallion count down to around 30%. Yeah, I'm not good with math, so don't quote me on that. Cheerilee lets him know that she's okay with not having one at the moment, as she would much rather be around friends for the holiday than an actual date, and keeps the party going by starting a game of Pin the Heart on the Pony. No, Twist, go right. Right! No, 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 no! Oh, they're not using wheel pins. That's good, because Twist came pretty close to the carotid artery. Imagine how that would have turned out. Sweetie Belle then comes up with the idea that they should find Cheerilee a very special somepony. This then leads into the episode song, The Perfect Stallion, and to everyone's surprise, it's actually really good. Heck, one might even say it makes up for the last attempt of a song in the Showstoppers. Okay, which one of you guys threw that? To me, the song had a pretty nice but not as impressive beat as some of the more popular ones do. The lyrics were cute and catchy, but didn't really stand out as much. But what makes this song so enjoyable is both Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom's singing voices, which Michelle Krieber does an excellent job making the two harmonize together. Around the time, this quickly became one of my favorite songs in the show, as it was not only the first time that we saw the CMC trying to accomplish something that didn't revolve around them trying to earn their cutie marks, but it was also the first time we got to see why some ponies wanted to hear Sweetie Belle sing so much, because everyone knows that she has an amazing singing voice. This was one of the reasons why the CMC quickly became my favorite secondary characters, because as childish and misguided as they are, the amount of potential they have is quite enormous. I can only imagine the possible stories and amount of character development that they could receive when they finally realize what their special talents are Whether it's overcoming stage fright, learning a great deal of patience, or learning to accept one's limits in order to go beyond them, the time will come when these three realize their true talents and discover what they were meant to be all along. As for my thoughts on the mixed messages the song might suggest to the younger audience, I think it makes their actions later on in the episode all the more believable. The CMC aren't going to know much about love or relationships to begin with, so the fact that they're judging ponies based off of their looks makes perfect sense to me. As the song comes to an end, they decide that Big Mac would make the perfect stallion for Cheerilee, but because of his shy personality, they make a plan to get the two of them in a romantic setting so that way Cheerilee would ask him out instead, which inevitably fails and the CMC are back to square one. That is, until they bump into Twilight, who just so happens to be reading a book about how Hearts and Hooves Day was started. Turns out it was due to a love potion, and after the CMC find out that the book also contains the recipe, do they want to borrow it? And Twilight, not being the least bit curious as to why they wanted the book in the first place, just hands it over to them, which seems not only short-sighted, but also out of place of her character, since we saw that she was more concerned about letting them borrow a book about ghosts, goblins, and ghoulish figures back in the Showstoppers. Why would she suddenly be okay with letting them borrow a book about Hearts and Hooves Day knowing very well that it has a recipe for a love potion in it? Makes you wonder what else she might be okay with you borrowing. Hey Twilight, can I borrow a cup of sugar? Hey Twilight, can I borrow your shower and some soap? Hey Twilight, can I borrow a spike for the day? Yeah, a little to the left. A little more. Keep going. Almost there. Perfect, stay right there. Can I borrow 1,000 bits? A lawyer? That sure is a lovely crown you got there. Can I borrow it? Hey, Twilight, can I borrow your castle for eternity? Thanks, you're the best. Goodbye now. So after gathering all three ingredients, their second attempt to hook up Big Mac and Cheerilee actually works. Just not in the way they were expecting it to.
He's my schmoopy doopy sweetie weetie pony pie.
Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. This scene is pretty hilarious. I know some people are gonna find the lovey-dovey talk annoying and just plain awkward, but the fact that Big Mac and Cheerilee are only doing it because they're under the effects of the love potion makes this scene all the more funny to watch. If they were doing this while in character, I could see some problems there, but seeing as though they're not, this scene and many others are perfectly acceptable. Wondering what went wrong, the CMC take another look at the book, and upon further inspection, they find out that the love potion was actually a love poison. Great work there, Twilight, and here I am defending both the song and Big Mac and Cheerilee's lovey-dovey talk.
Apparently, some prince a long time ago whipped up this recipe and gave it to this princess he liked. He meant it to be a love potion, but things didn't turn out so well. Apparently it was all because the prince and princess were so lost in each other's eyes that they couldn't perform their royal duties.
So wait, let me get this straight. Some prince meant to give a princess he loved a love potion, but he messed up and it led to the downfall of their kingdom because they were so caught up in the other one's eyes that they couldn't perform their royal duties? Why would you ponies celebrate that? But what's this? The book also has the antidote in it. Apparently, all they need to do is keep them apart for an hour and the effects of the poison would wear off. Sweetie then comes up with the idea that the two should get married, but what they're really gonna do is keep them distracted while they look for a wedding dress and a diamond ring. However, it proves to be more difficult than it sounds as they lose track of Big Mac and all attempts to stop him prove to be even more difficult due to the poison. But thanks to a pair of shovels, the girls manage to stop him and must now hold off Cheerilee with only seconds left before the spell wears off. They succeed but with painful results. The episode ends with the CMC learning that no matter how good your intentions are, you should never force people into relationships and receive the proper punishment for their actions. And that's Hearts and Hooves Day, my friends. What did I think about it? Well, it's not one of the best episodes of the show, but it's good enough to not be considered one of the worst episodes of the show either. The plot was sort of predictable, as are most Valentine's Day episodes, but it still managed to make an enjoyable episode with a unique take on the whole Valentine's Day theme. To me, what made this episode fun to watch was the fact that out of all of the possible characters that the writers could have used, They went with Big Mac and Cheerilee. That alone made for some hilarious moments given the fact that up until this episode, we only ever heard Big Mac speak 2 words. Imagine what the fandom's reaction was when the first words that he spoke were,
"You're my schmoopy doopy sweetie weetie pony pie."
Fans must have been scratching their heads and laughing their flanks off when they heard him say all that lovey-dovey talk. The only real nitpick I have with the episode was Twilight's short-sightedness. Everyone else I thought was used perfectly in the episode. My favorite part would have to be the song, as it was definitely a joy to hear Sweetie Belle sing for the first time. The moral I thought was great and was delivered by the right characters. Overall, I'd give the episode a thumbs up. It wasn't perfect, but it was definitely something I found worth raving about. Until next time, I'm the one and only Blue Wave, and I'll catch you—
Excuse me.
Oh Celestia, you ruined my exit line.
I just wanted you to know that we're done with the repairs you wanted.
Oh sweet, let me check it out. This is awesome!
We're glad you like it, sir. Now, about our pay.
Pay? What pay?
You said if we did this job for you, we'd each get 100 bits.
Yeah, I was lying. How's that for a happy Hearts and Hooves date? Bye-bye.